Welcome back. We're talking again with SmartKey and also BitBoy Crypto Ben Armstrong is back. So this is like a reunion of sorts out here. And I talked to you both at different times, but now you're working, BitBoy Ben, as a ambassador, right, for SmartKey? So let's start with that and let
Right. Yeah, absolutely excited to be part of it.
Okay, so if you could just start, like, why are you supporting the SmartKey project?
Yeah, so if anyone who's followed my YouTube channel, BitBoy Crypto, for knows, I've been in crypto heavily every day for years and years, invested in Bitcoin since 2012. And at this point where we are at in cryptocurrency, it's important to pretty much only support blue chip projects, I think. I think that a lot of these projects that have so much upside are the ones that we definitely want to be involved with. And when it comes to SmartKey, from the first time we read about this project, we were super, super, super excited. We know a lot of the things that, are associated with bad projects. That's been a lot of our learning process, finding out what makes a bad project and then learning what makes a good project. And for SmartKey, it checks off all the boxes. It's ahead of the curve when it comes to technology and everything they're doing. I'm sure a lot of your audience has heard of IoT, or the Internet of Things. This is basically the Wi-Fi connectivity of all devices. There's going to be billions and billions of these devices over the next several years. SmartKey is positioning itself to be the leader of what we call BOT, which is the blockchain of things, which are all of these connected devices running on blockchain. They got huge partners, including Teltonica. They've got other projects that or other companies that they're working on or with in the background that are going to be announced at different points. One thing I really like about SmartKey, and I'm really big on things that have real use case and real adoption. Just take emergency services, for instance. SmartKey is basically going to be able to work with emergency services to let's say there's an emergency in an apartment building and the gate is locked. It's got a locked gate. SmartKey will be able to make it so those emergency services will have access to immediately go in. SmartKey can literally be saving people's lives down the road. And when you look at a lot of these projects, they're very conceptual. It's hard to see exactly how they can affect everyday life for us, here in America or here in the world. But SmartKey is definitely one of those projects, and there's so many more reasons, but those are definitely some of the ones why we are behind SmartKey.
Well, and thank you for that kind of real world application, because I think, a lot of times people don't know, well, how does this affect me or my life, or they have trouble kind of visualizing. So that was helpful. Now, there's also the SKey token.
Right.
So explain that. What are the features about that you like?
Yeah, so when the SKey token was released and put out on exchanges, obviously in cryptocurrency, we've got blockchains, but then they're ran with utility tokens that come along with those blockchains, and a lot of those have value, and that's what we see with SKey. A lot of these projects that get listed, first of all, a lot of times people say, like, what is the point of this token? But with SmartKey, we've already discussed about how this affects real life. A lot of these projects, when they get listed on exchanges, the team will own a large percentage of those, or early investors, and they will dump the price down. So it'll get released, there'll be a lot of hype behind it, and then the project will immediately plummet. We see that time after time after time. But the way SmartKey has done it is they built so much excitement behind this project that it has gone steadily increasing after a listing. And that is so rare to see, in this market. And that gives you a lot of confidence to know that there's a lot of real world push going on behind this project. It's hard to actually put a number on the valuation of where we think this project can go in the long term. But a lot of that is dependent, of course, on the overall market cap of cryptocurrency. Right now, it's at it's approaching $1.1 trillion. Obviously, if that number goes up to 5 trillion or goes up to 20 trillion, like some people think it could, that's going to have a strong effect on the overall price of individual tokens. So it's hard to put a valuation dollar-wise on it, but we can easily see this being a top 50 cryptocurrency. That's why we're behind it. There are zero projects that we're ambassadors or advisors for that we don't see that huge long-term benefit. There could definitely be, if you look at what happened with Chainlink, with their oracles, that was a way to connect blockchain with data feeds. A better way to think of it for your audience, if they're not super into cryptocurrency, is basically a way to bring blockchain to businesses and make it make sense. SmartKey is one of those similar projects to Chainlink, to where it's linking the digital world to the real world. And whenever we see those connections, there's huge upside. And so, we like to position SmartKey in our videos as it could be like the next Chainlink in a sense. It's doing something different, but there's a lot of similarities and a lot of excitement behind it. So if you follow Chainlink and cryptocurrency, you'll see it has absolutely destroyed destroyed it over the last several years, recently reaching all-time highs. Thanks.
Okay. Well, very interesting. Well, Shmuel, let's bring you in. That was quite an introduction there. So explain the technology and the blockchain of things, because a lot of us have heard of Internet of Things. We get that concept. What is the blockchain of things?
Thank you, Ben. Lots of energy. Okay, I try to explain. We started SmartKey 3 years ago as a second-generation Oracle. Today's physical world around us is getting smarter and smarter. Yes, we have smart cars, smart buildings, and finally smart cities. The problem with all these smart solutions is the lack of communication standard between them. These are centralized solutions that compete with each other. Users are forced to use hundreds of applications. There is also a second world. You must imagine fully decentralized, open, secure, and public accessible blockchain. And we use this blockchain and we create SmartKey as a missing puzzle connecting the physical world with this virtual world of blockchain. SmartKey is a communication standard like Bluetooth, I could say. We connect IoT devices, smart devices, directly to the blockchain. Thanks to the blockchain, our IoT devices gain interoperability, enabling the creation of completely new solutions and business models. This is our advantage. Yes, we have extensive experience in building products already available on the market. We have a working product, as Ben said. And finally, with SmartKey, you can connect smart devices to the blockchain and use a safe and public integration method. 99% of early stage projects, as everybody knows, in blockchain space, have only an idea. We are from traditional business. We started our project after our product was launched. As you probably know, we recently used SmartKey as a blockchain keys for emergency services, like Ben said, in Poland. In that kind, we solve the real world problem that emergency services can help you faster. Yes.
Okay. And so what are your plans for this year then?
I could say in short term period, we try to reach. We can say in two ways. In short term, we coming in this year. We are entering 2 exchanges. We want to enter 2 exchanges from top 10 coin market cap, and for our coin, we want to be. Our goal is to reach top 20 in coin market cap also. We will also announce several new big partnerships that will bring the SmartKey to the millions of people around the world. It will be a huge announcement. We will focus on development stage and focus on our partners in building products and that could be available to purchase worldwide. The second thing, we are also expanding the range of our flagship use case, Rescue Without Barriers. Thanks to this product, we can shorten the time of arrival of rescue teams. This program will cover several million households in this year. Together with our partners also, we will announce a global competition and hackathon with a large pool of prizes for products using SmartKey. This is short term, 1 year. Long term period, SmartKey will become a kind of an operating system driving a smart cities of the future. It will integrate the solutions already used by city inhabitants with public services. We are working to make that happen with city authorities in large European cities. We are building the open standards for cities and invite all the city authorities to join us, to help us to do it together.
Okay. Well, that all sounds very exciting, and I hope you come back and explain like where you're at this year as you go through your goals. And and long-term goals. So thank you so much, Simone, and also BitBoy Ben, for joining us today. And we look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you.